Restaurant workers. What is the worst thing you have seen done to a customer's order? This happened a few years ago when I was working at a small family-owned Chinese restaurant just outside of Houston. We weren't a trendy fusion place or some dim sum hotspot, just a solid takeout joint with a few tables, loyal regulars, and a menu that hadn't changed since 1997. I worked front of house, mostly taking orders and running food, but I'd been there long enough to know the kitchen's rhythm and the owner's moods. It was a slow Wednesday night when these three guys came in, early 20s, dressed casual but clean, laughing with that loud, confident energy people have when they think the world is watching. I greeted them, handed them menus, and they barely looked at them before calling me over. "Hey man," one of them said, tapping the menu. "We want the chicken fried rice, but make it as spicy as you possibly can." Actually spicy. I smiled politely, a little wary. "We can definitely make it spicy, but when you say as spicy as possible, just no." They cut me off. "No offense, but every time we ask for spicy food at a Chinese place, it's never actually spicy. You guys think pepper flakes are heat. We're Indian, bro. We know spice. We grew up eating it. So don't hold back, okay? Just go full blast." They weren't being rude exactly, more like performatively cocky. I've heard variations of that same speech 100 times. People come in thinking they're about to embarrass the kitchen with their iron stomachs. It never ends well. Still, I nodded and said I'd let the kitchen know. Then I walked to the back, passed the order to the line, and explained the situation to Mr. Zhao, the owner. Now, Mr. Zhao is not a man who plays games. He grew up in Chengdu, cooked in restaurants since he was 14, and had the quiet, restrained demeanor of someone who doesn't raise his voice unless absolutely necessary. When I told him what the guys had said, he didn't react at first, just kept slicing scallions. Then he said, "No refund. Tell them, if they cry, still no refund." So I went back out and very clearly explained that we would try our best to make it as spicy as humanly possible, but once it's made, there are no takebacks. They agreed, laughing like I'd challenged them to a dare. Back in the kitchen, Mr. Zhao grabbed a container from the very back of the walk-in. Trinidad Moruga scorpion peppers. Not powder, not sauce, actual fermented chili paste he'd brought from a specialty importer. I'd only ever seen him use it once, for a staff prank. That time, two cooks ended up hiccuping and pacing around the back lot for 20 minutes. He made the fried rice fresh, wok smoking hot, chili paste hit the oil and bloomed so violently the entire kitchen started coughing. I had to walk out and get a glass of water. The air burned. He threw in fresh Thai bird chilies, a splash of chili oil, dried ghost pepper flakes, and just for good measure, a raw habanero sliced thin on top like garnish. No joke, it smelled amazing, but it hurt to breathe near. I brought the dish out, and even the customers at nearby tables leaned away. The three guys were grinning like kids on Christmas morning. First guy took a giant spoonful, chewed confidently, then paused. Second guy did the same. His eyes started blinking rapidly. Third guy hesitated but didn't want to look soft. He took a bite. Within 30 seconds, they were all sweating. Not glistening. Sweating. Like someone had turned on a faucet above their heads. They kept eating but slower, with visible concern now. Then the first guy waved me over, mouth open, eyes glassy. "Can we get some water? Or, milk?" I offered soy milk. We kept a few cartons in the fridge for vegan regulars. And they said, "Yes, please, whatever, just bring it." They went through 4 cartons in 10 minutes. By the time the plate was half finished, the first guy had taken off his jacket, unbuttoned his shirt halfway down, and was wiping his forehead with napkins. The second guy was muttering something under his breath and fanning his mouth. The third guy had given up and was staring into the middle distance like he'd seen death. Eventually, the first guy set down his spoon and leaned back. "Okay, you win." I just smiled and said, "Want me to bring you the menu again?" They ordered regular beef lo mein and orange chicken. No heat, ate silently. They left a decent tip, actually. No tantrums, no accusations. Just quiet respect, like they'd climbed a mountain and fallen off halfway. When I walked back into the kitchen, Mr. Zhao didn't say a word, just nodded once and went back to prepping bok choy. We never saw those guys again.